Sam Altman, CEO of OpenAI, recently acknowledged that AI will inevitably lead to job losses, an especially notable admission given OpenAI's role in shaping future automation. His statement marks the first time he has explicitly confirmed that AI could displace workers on a large scale, signaling major changes ahead in the labor market.
People will lose jobs.
Yeah.
Many new jobs will be created, I think much better jobs. We feel a responsibility to educate society as we see it. We'll be right about some things, wrong about others, and to be as good as we can at being stewards of this technology. But not everyone's going to like all of the impacts. But this is coming. This is this is a scientific achievement of humanity that is going to get embedded in everything we do. The definition of work changes. Someone that lived thousands of years ago that was trying to be like a subsistence farmer probably would look at what you and I do now and say, that's not really work, they're just having fun. I think it will be so clear once these robots are off doing all of these other things that there's some special human things, and we don't really care about that much what those robots do, in the same way that we don't care that much about the machines and factories making stuff for us.
Right.
But we'll find stuff.
Altman's perspective isn't new. In his past blog posts, he's discussed how AI could radically transform the economy and job landscape, for better or worse. While new roles may emerge, it's possible AI could outperform humans in many areas. This raises questions about humanity's economic value if machines become capable of nearly everything, though Altman remains optimistic that we'll adapt to new types of work.
What sort of society do you see evolving? Which job will still be here?
Yes, I'm very worried about AI taking over lots of mundane jobs, and that should be a good thing. It's going to lead to a big increase in productivity, which leads to a big increase in wealth. And if that wealth was equally distributed, that would be great. But it's not going to be. In the systems we live in, that wealth is going to go to the rich and not to the people whose jobs get lost. And that's going to be very bad for society, I believe. So it's going to increase the gap between rich and poor, which increases the chances of right-wing populists getting elected.
So to be clear, you think that the societal impacts from the changes in job could be so profound that we may need to rethink the politics of, the benefit system, inequality,
Absolutely, yes.
Universal basic income?
Yes, I certainly believe in universal basic income. I don't think that's enough, though, because a lot of people get their self-respect from the job they do. And if you put everybody on universal basic income, that solves the problem of them starving and not being able to pay the rent, but it doesn't.
Geoffrey Hinton, often called the godfather of AI, has also cautioned about rapid AI advances and social implications. An older article about the Cartier billionaire's fear of social unrest underscores concerns that extreme wealth inequality could intensify if automation slashes jobs. While some wealthy individuals worry about their personal security, the broader question is whether society can fairly manage widespread displacement caused by AI.
It's the first technology that has no limit. I mean, when you invent a tractor or even a cell phone, you kind of figure out, okay, we can figure out how that's going to change life. Here, where the AI is very intelligent, and when you put it in robotic form, it can do a lot of both blue-collar and white-collar jobs. The fact that's happening over the next decade, the idea of, do we really trust government to adjust the tax policies and make sure that, we're shortening the work week? So it's happening very fast, and it's unlimited. A lot of it is super good, like, inner city personal tutors for all the kids, great health care even in the poor countries. Mm-hmm. So the good stuff, which maybe gets crowded out by these fears, that's...
Bill Gates highlights how this new technology can impact both white-collar and blue-collar jobs. No one is completely safe. Government responsiveness is uncertain, but the swift rollout of COVID-19 stimulus checks in 2020 shows that rapid action is possible. Whether governments will enact similar support if AI-driven unemployment rises as quickly remains an open question.
AI CTO Mira Murati recently said that some creative jobs will go away. It was a striking admission. And then she said, but maybe they shouldn't have been there in the first place. So we often hear, and I've heard it from you, that AI is just an amplifier of people's work. But just being real here, to what extent will this just replace a good number of jobs? And given what you're building, would you advise someone to go into customer service today?
It's a very nuanced and important question. And I think if you zoom out, you look at past, 200 years of technology adoption here in the United States, we've gone from an agrarian economy to an industrial economy to a services economy. And a lot of that has been driven by technology advance. And I think that, if you look at even the past, 30 years, where you have the birth of the internet and the smartphone and how that's impacted jobs, we've seen a lot of both job displacement, but also new jobs emerge. And I think the same thing will likely happen with artificial intelligence. Some things will be automated because this next generation of technology affords the ability to automate, but also
The path forward seems clear. AI and automation are here to stay, and they will reshape employment as we know it. Planning ahead, both on a personal level and a policy level, is crucial. What are your thoughts on these AI-driven changes, and how do you plan to adapt if your industry is at risk?